got that nerd rage. Nerd rage. I got that nerd rage. Nerd rage.
Hello, Nerd Herders! We are back.
Yep.
Episode 97.
I think I hear Spike coming up the stairs right now.
Seriously, talk about like on the nose.
Yeah, there he is. You guys are gonna see him right through the doorway.
On the nose.
Woo! Spike literally just walked in the house from New York Comic-Con.
A lot of traffic. That's why I'm late.
Actually,
You're really not. We literally just started. You're fine.
Just got on.
Well, I'm always spot on, right on time.
Yes. Well, you don't have to worry about the tripod. We already got everything set up.
Yeah, we got everything set up. We are all set and ready to
go. I charge my phone again.
Okay.
Well, I have a plug over here. It is, as always, I am Damien Dragon, joined by...
Foxy.
And, beaming in.
Nightwing CT.
Trying to catch his breath.
No, seriously. At Nightwing CT at Instagram, he is posting all of his NYCC photos and videos, which you guys will be hearing about throughout the show.
Yep, the second hour. I mean, get your shock, your wow face emojis ready, because this episode is actually going to rely heavy in the second hour on Spike talking.
Dun dun dun.
Spike's actually going to have to do a majority of the talking tonight. So this is going to be relatively shocking, to say the least. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Feedback.
Technical difficulties. It's a great thing when you put your phone on silent, it still plays volume. Mm-hmm. Anyway. All right. Well, that being said, as usual, first hour we'll do the nerd news.
Yes. And in the second hour, we will be doing our annual tradition of giving you a New York Comic-Con rundown. Now, just because you may not be going to NYCC does not mean you still cannot listen about all of the shenanigans going down, the things that you can look for that are con exclusives that are sold in specific stores and shops that you could still get even if you're not going to the con. Or this is probably one of the best things you can listen to if you're going tomorrow or Sunday. And if you already went, then obviously share some of your experiences via the comments below in the Facebook live feed in the second hour of the show, and we will be discussing them.
Exactly. Also, just really quick to just toss some names out there, some friends of ours that are there as well. We have a lot of friends obviously that are going to be there. Unfortunately, obviously, another year we will not be there.
Yes.
But please go ahead and...
No, you can't cross the stream.
Go ahead and follow and like on Facebook as well as Twitter, Pete's Basement. They're doing a lot of stuff. They have a lot of great pictures of some cosplays up there and everything like that. Who else do we have there? Everybody's pretty much there.
Yeah.
Our main ones that we do, Pete's Basement is one of our really, really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're posting a lot of stuff and everything like that. So definitely give them a like and check them out. Also, keep an eye on obviously your geek feeds for all the trailer releases, sneak peeks, exclusive toys, all this stuff and everything that's going to be coming out. You can check that out on Facebook. You can check that out on YouTube. This is the time. It's pretty much up there with San Diego now, like with stuff to see.
Yes, it really is because, panels now are going as far as Hammerstein Ballroom and extending out of the Javits Center these days, just like they do at San Diego. So what used to be just 3 days of, hey, let's go get a comic book has quite literally become almost a week-long event.
Exactly. All right, well, that being said, let's not hold up the works. Let's jump right into the nerd news of the week. Mm-hmm. We'll let you do your stories and everything a little bit, because you know which story I definitely want to hear about and everything in a little while. We'll talk about it in the second hour.
Oh, okay.
All right, jumping back to Saturday news. As usual, we jump back a week, and we start pushing forward. Well, jumping back to Saturday news, in a developing story from last week, Injustice 2 is still exploring options to recover players' lost gear. For those of you that don't know, there was a patch that came out about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was a glitch in it, which caused players that had, I think, logged on September 25th had lost all their achieved legendary gear and secondary skins.
Yep.
This patch began to delete things for about approximately 2 days before it was caught. Then to stop the bleeding, they put a Band-Aid on where it was another mini patch where all it did at that moment in time was stop anybody from any more deleting. But the big question still our stuff back.
Yes, and now the huge part about this glitch is that the DLC character of Raiden literally just dropped. However, if you turn your disc on to install that character, you are also installing the glitch. So
we haven't touched our Injustice until because they put out Raiden early actually on October 3rd as kind of an olive branch. But again, we're still weary. We're not touching it until it's been fully fixed. And everything like that. I advise any of you that have Injustice 2, if you haven't done it yet, just don't touch it until you hear word that it has been completely fixed. Mm-hmm. Don't take the risk, because again, they haven't exactly figured out how to even get players' items back yet. Mm-hmm. Supposedly, again, it's stopped, but I wouldn't recommend taking the risk.
Yeah, now mind you, the stuff that you do acquire for your gear, you can reacquire via the mother boxes. But the downfall to that is if you have a character that you have customized with very specific gear at very specific skill levels and skill sets, that is also what is getting wiped clean. So your character goes back to its standard look with all of its standard XP, not XP, the gear XP.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just
don't
leave
fuck with
it. Just don't even leave it. Don't even touch it. Again, they extended an olive branch by releasing Raiden early. I don't know like that, but it's you're better off just waiting.
Yes.
Speaking of Raiden though, this is the funny thing because it falls right into the next news tidbit from that day. For those of you that are still playing WWE Immortals on their cell phones, Xavier Woods has put out via social media and everything like that. You can actually play as his character in WWE Immortals as Raiden. So that's actually pretty freaking cool and everything like that. So for anybody out there that's still playing WWE Immortals, just keep an eye out when that releases. They didn't put a date yet.
That is also a part of this whole big 25 years of Mortal Kombat anniversary that they're doing. If you have Mortal Kombat X, actually, for either the PS4 or the Xbox One, the living towers that change daily all have been towers featuring the former Mortal Kombat games. And October 1st and 2nd was MK1 and 2. 3 and 4 was the 3rd and 4th. They're also going to be featuring Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks living towers, as well as the MK9 tower. So they're really paying a lot of homage to their 25th anniversary, because they're also boosting up the character of Scorpion for the standard Injustice game. That's for all consoles. So yes, Boone is really pushing all this for all his venues. Even the mobile app games, there's extra stuff that you can get.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Xavier Woods, real quick, in case you missed it yesterday, IGN did the first ever Xavier Woods video game tournament yesterday. Xavier Woods actually put everything together himself. They did a one-night tournament. It was Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Cesaro, and AJ Styles in a mini tournament. And then in a tag team bout, it was Sasha Banks with a championship gamer, along with versus Bailey and a championship gamer, and they played Marvel versus Capcom. We got caught watching it yesterday.
Oh my God, it was insane.
It was insane. Like, their skill level was incredible, absolutely incredible. Like, you never expected. People didn't know that Cesaro is like a heavy gamer, and like, it was unbelievable. It was exciting. It was exciting. It was a lot of fun. It was exciting. It was very entertaining. They gimmick played it up and everything like that. It was really good. I definitely it was on live last night. There, a lot of WWE people around for Comic-Con, and we've said it years ago. WWE should have had a place with Comic-Con for the longest time years ago. We had said it on the show multiple times. We said it personally. Like, it's the place for it.
Yes.
It's perfect place for it, and it's nice to see them finally being a part of it. But what's great about it now, I think it's even better. It's like not them just going as wrestlers now. It's them going and being themselves and showing their geeky side.
Oh yeah.
Because that's why Up Up Down Down is also such a success too. Because people never realized how many of them are huge gamers.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big surprises was
That was the boys.
Rusev. Like when Lana bought Rusev, like all this PS4 stuff and everything like that. Rusev's a huge gamer. Sasha Banks, Bailey. So many people are just huge gamers.
Give me
I don't know
one
that.
second.
Yeah, we have to check out. She's got to check out the boys and see what's going on there. All right. Anyway, pressing forward. Pressing forward with Sunday news. It's kind of funny how all the news is kind of flowing into place. You know, we had the Injustice fall to Raiden, Raiden fall to Xavier Woods, and of course we're talking about the wrestling. Well, moving forward to Sunday news, Bradley Cooper has been offered the lead role in an upcoming film called Pandemonium. If you are not familiar with Pandemonium is actually a biopic on the life of Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, and Bradley Cooper has been approached for the potential lead. I think that's a pretty good choice for it. Bradley Cooper's a good actor and everything like that. It could be interesting. And obviously, if they're going with an actor like Bradley Cooper, they're obviously looking to make this a major film
Oy.
and everything. I am afraid to ask.
Cat, this little cat here, she pushed open their door. I don't know how. She's very tiny. So I'm calling shenanigans on that.
Anyway, but yeah, you had just missed. Bradley Cooper has been approached to play the lead as Vince McMahon in the biopic Pandemonium.
I saw that on Facebook. I didn't believe it. I thought, pun intended, I thought it was fake news.
No,
Get it?
It's yeah, it is real. For the next news, it's a little bit of a sad one, and I'm going to pass this one over to Miss Fox because she's got greater details than I do, even though the details are still kind of sketchy. During his concert, while performing Sweet Dreams, Marilyn Manson had an altercation where two large gun props fell on top of him and crushed him.
Yes.
I know he was rushed off stage in a stretcher and everything like that. Sadly, again, he was playing Sweet Dreams, our old entrance music and everything like that. Like that was sad.
I know.
Miss Foxy, I don't know if you've gotten any updates or any other details other than the initial.
There haven't been any updates in regards to his condition. Whatever his condition is, it has currently postponed a lot of his October into November dates. They're being rescheduled, so the tour will continue, which is a plus.
That's positive news.
But again, as far as the extent of his injuries, nothing was stated. And this only came short off of the heels of a prior injury. He was doing a show in, I believe, Philly, just 2-3 nights prior, and he broke his ankle.
Unbelievable.
But I mean, you know, the ankle breaking, I mean,
oh, wow.
he's an older gentleman now.
Margaret said her cousin was actually at that show.
Oh, God. It's so,
That must have been crazy.
It's funny because I didn't want to go to the concert because the last time I saw Manson was quite possibly the best time we saw Manson.
We went, yeah.
So it's like my Manson concert going is like satisfied. Like it can't get any better than it did.
Exactly. So you don't want to like ruin it.
Yeah. And, you know, I was out with Danielle on Saturday, and I completely forgot he was in New York because I had said to her, shit, if I remembered that he was around here, I'd have either stalked him or been like, hey, spontaneity, let's go get a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't because I would have been in fucking tears.
You would have been hysterics.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have been able to, there would have been no consoling you. You'd have been freaking out all night.
And his new album just dropped today. I was in such a mood, I didn't even go out and get it. I'm going to go buy it tomorrow.
Yeah, that was part of the plan.
Yeah.
All right, well, pressing forward. On to Monday news. For lovers of Nightmare Before Christmas, we're kind of, sort of getting a sequel to it in the form of a manga book.
Nice.
The sequel is going to follow Zero, who happens to get lost in Christmas Town. So there's been no details in terms of when it's being released or anything like that, but just keep a lookout for that.
That's not the sequel I want. I don't think that's the sequel anyone wants. Everyone wants to know what Jack would do to the other doors. I want to know what would happen when Jack goes into Valentine's Day Town.
I think he learned his lesson.
Well, if Zero's lost, you gotta go in and look. I want to know what Jack and them would do to all the other towns.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right. Pressing on forward with Monday news. We have two what the fucks. And the first one is a funny one.
Okay, good.
And everything like that. For those of you that love South Park and always wanted a method of a way